everybody, have I got a story for you. So last year I finally broke down and got my KZ 900 going. After 15 years of ownership, put some new tires on it, cleaned the carbs, fixed some minor electrical issues like changing out the original glass fuse holder, put blade fuse holders in it. I know it's not original equipment, but I really don't like glass fuses. So anyway, after I got the tires on and balanced, I took it out for, you know, half an hour, and I was riding around my town of Olds. I figured, you know what, seems good. I'll zip back to the house and grab the wife. Maybe she'll want to go for a ride. So I went home, went in, I said, do you want to go for a ride on the KZ? It's been a while since you've been on a bike, so let's go. She's okay. So we got her all geared up and headed out west from my house, and we were going to go out to the Bearberry Lounge and then ride back home. And, you know, take a couple hours to do from my house. Just, you know, have a leisurely nice ride and some little bit of twisties. Anyway, whoa, that was fun. Yeah, so anyway, we got maybe about 5 miles out of town, and we were doing about 70 miles an hour, which is about 110 kilometers an hour, because that old bike is actually in miles per hour. And all of a sudden it just kind of felt like the rear end was doing something funny, and I'm thinking, and I backed off the throttle a bit, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I kind of look, and wife perfectly still, and then it clicks in on me. I think my back tire just went flat, and right when it did that, it was doing one of these really good. And wife sat perfectly still as I was like, oh God, we're gonna die. You know, it was going through my mind. I don't know what was I think the same thing was going through her, and she was just doing what she needed to do and not trying to compensate for any of the movement of the bike. Then I start getting slower and slower, and now the bike is walking to the shoulder of the road, and I'm like, okay, well, this is okay, this is okay. And then we get down onto the gravel of the shoulder. I'm like, okay, this is not where I wanted to be, but I'm not fighting the bike because it's wanting to go that way. So I'm letting it go that way, and it was kind of a fairly deep ditch, but all grass. And I'm like, you know what? If the bike wants to go down into the ditch on the grass, I will let it. So we zipped down into the ditch, and the grass was fairly deep, so it took a lot of the momentum out of the bike. Put the clutch in, got it to a stop without dropping it. Wife and I hopped off, kind of looked at each other, and she goes, what was that all about? And I pointed to the back tire, and I said, we got a flat tire. And she's like, what? You just put brand new ones on. I'm like, I know, but something had happened. I rode it around for half an hour to an hour before I picked her up, because I wanted to make sure it was safe and nothing like that would happen, right? So we pushed it back onto the road and kind of hummed and hawed and tried to call the kid that was renting a room from us. And he worked graveyard, so he was out like a light sleeping. And I'm like, well, I guess maybe I'll just start walking back to the house to get the pickup truck. Well, a guy that lived actually just down the street from us, he pulls up and backs up, and he goes, are you guys okay? And I said, no, we got a flat tire. He goes, whereabouts do you live? And I said, I live in Olds. Oh, okay, well, I live in Olds too. I can just nip you back. Do you have a way to get your bike home? And I said, I do. I have a truck. And if you could just give me a ride to the house, I can grab my truck and come back, and I got a ramp and everything, and I'll just drive it down in the ditch and push it onto the back of the truck. Yeah, no problem. So the wife's like, yeah, go. I can stay here and watch the bike. So she stayed diligently and watched the bike, and come back and loaded the bike into the back of the truck and took it home. And she's like, what do you think caused the tire to go flat? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe the tube did get pinched. From my experiences, when you pinch a tube, it usually goes flat before you even get it on the bike, but I don't know nothing. So that's my experience though with a lot of bikes, and with this bike I pinched a couple of tubes putting the new ones on. So I went to my favorite place in Calgary, pick up a new tube, and talked to Don there. And that's at Universal Cycle in Calgary, one of my favorite places to get parts for my old KZ900. They may cost a little bit more than online, but he has a good selection of KZ900 parts and new and used old stock parts for pretty much any year of bike that you could think of. So anyway, I was talking to him and he goes, well, did you check your rim band? I'm like, oh, it looked okay. I thought it was okay. He says, yeah, we'll just check that because maybe your rim band broke. And so I, well, I'll buy one just in case and change it and put a new one on just because those tires were old and maybe that's what happened. Well, being tired, when I changed the tire out, I looked at it and didn't even dawn on me that it wasn't a rubber rim band. Somebody had put duct tape down the center of the thing, and it was you could actually see when you pump the tube up, you could see where it poked a hole in. It frayed a bit and there was a really sharp edge on it, and that poked through the tube, and it took that amount of time to work its way through. So I don't really have a moral to the story, but I guess if there was, it'd be like, check your rim bands when you change your tires. I know modern bikes, a lot of them are tubeless, but this is not tubeless, and my 76 KZ900 is not tubeless. So if you have non-tubeless tire that requires a tube and you change the tire, don't forget to check your rim bands, and don't forget to clean any kind of dirt and crud on the beads, and you won't have a situation like I had. It probably, I don't know, I can't say for sure, but would have happened with either my wife being there or not being there. And she did the right thing and she just kind of went with what I was doing, which was just trying to keep the bike from, it felt like it had a speed wall because it was doing like one of these things, eh? But I wasn't doing anything, so it was just like, okay, just relax and let the handlebars do what they want, and the ass end was fishtailing basically. So yeah, that was probably my most scariest experience on a motorcycle. I know I dropped this thing last year doing my 3x3 challenge, but it happened so fast. It was 1 minute I'm standing up on the pegs going, oh crap, there's a bunch of mud coming, and the next minute I'm sliding on my ass. And I got so lucky and didn't hurt myself. So that'd probably be my second most recent scariest happening on a motorcycle. So leave in the comment below what kind of scary experiences have you had on a motorcycle? Maybe probable causes of what did, caused that to happen, and what you could have done to prevent it from happening. Anyway, that's my my experience anyway of having a back tire go flat doing 70 miles an hour. If you like this kind of stuff, hit that like button, leave a comment. I always answer everybody's comments, good or bad. Hit that subscribe button. If you want, hit that bell notification to be notified of when I upload a new video. I usually upload 2 videos a week, one on the weekend and one on Wednesday. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and see you on the next ride. Cheers.